So if you guys have never heard of them, there's this little gaming studio called Remedy. Remedy is very famous for games such as Alan Wake, Max Payne, Control, and Quantum Break. So today, I saw an article from PC Gamer that kind of grabbed my attention talking about Remedy and how, let's go to the article, and how Alan Wake has yet to turn a profit 6 months in, and there's no Steam release in sight, but Remedy says it's in control. Okay. Plus, we've gotten they're talking about Condor, which is going to be the multiplayer spin-off from Control. Okay. So let's get into this. This is kind of an interesting article because a lot of this was brought up because of a shareholders meeting. And most of the time when gaming studios have shareholders meeting and there's a game that hasn't turned a profit, it makes a lot of people scratch their heads. A lot of people start losing their jobs and a lot of things start happening at the game studio. Well, in this case, Remedy is not freaking out. This is actually kind of refreshing to see a game studio where they're like, listen, we got this. So let's talk about it a little more in depth. Alan Wake 2 is great. 88% on PC, great. Best story 2023, great. It's Remedy's taking all the lessons it's learned across a long career and distilling them into something wonderful. And apparently not enough of us have bought it yet. I haven't bought it yet. I know I've been eyeballing Alan Wake 2. Because let me tell you, Alan Wake 1 is an amazing story. If you guys have not checked it out, the psychological thriller behind Alan Wake, it's just amazing. It's an amazing story. In recent release business review from January to March 2024, Remedy CEO Tero Virtala wrote that although it's only sold 1.3 million copies at the start of February, the company had only recouped a significant part of marketing and development expenses for Alan Wake 2. A significant part, but not all. Pretty much reiterating that the subsequent earning call, where he also mentioned that Remedy has experienced an operational loss of 2.1 million in quarter one. Though it's worth mentioning the company did buy back Control in that time. So that's something that a lot of people need to realize. Is that I know in the movie industry, now I'm not sure exactly how it goes in the gaming industry, for a movie to be considered successful and not a flop, mind you, they need to recoup 2.5 times the cost that it took for them to make it. So if a movie costs $100 million to make, they expect to make $250 million in order to cover all the costs for that, for it to not be considered a flop. Now think about that. I'm not sure exactly how much it costs for them to make Alan Wake 2, but the good news for Remedy is the fact that they do have a friend in their back pocket. If you come over here, this is something I thought was very, very interesting. This is off of Remedy's, this is the Alan Wake 2 page, actually, off of Wikipedia. Remedy fully acquired the rights of Alan Wake 2 from Microsoft in July 2019, including a one-time royalty payment of about $2.5 million for the game's series pass sales, which helped pave the way for the sequel. Okay, well, who's this friend you're talking about, Queso? Remedy had signed with Epic Game Publishing in 2021 for the release of 2 games. Remedy released Alan Wake Remastered in October 2021 as the first game in this partnership, while the second game, larger game, Alan Wake 2, was announced at the Game Awards. They're in bed with Epic Games, and I'm not going to lie, I am actually very surprised Epic has not bought up Remedy yet. I'm just going to put that out there. Is that I'm really surprised that Epic has not bought out Remedy, considering the narrative-driven games that they put out that are very, very good. Max Payne, Control, Alan Wake. Like, so good. Let's continue with the article, which is a shame. Alan Wake 2 is undoubtedly one of the best games of 2023 and certainly deserves a quicker turn to profitability than apparently gotten. Doesn't seem to be pessimistic about it, at least. Then again, things probably have gotten quite bad for CEOs to start screaming, "The end is nigh," in earning calls. And notice that the sales of the games have continued with a higher average price, which is 100% true. With average higher prices climbing, it's always a good thing for the companies to be like, hey, let's keep it going. The game has yet to generate royalty revenues in contrast with Remedy's games like Control and Alan Wake Remastered, both of which have contributed to Remedy's overall royalty growth year on year. I wouldn't necessarily worry about that one too much, though. Alan Wake Remastered went through the exact same thing in quarter one the following year. The one thing I will admit, though, is that the words I'm trying to look for is that the Alan Wake Remastered actually was a free game on PlayStation Plus. So I'm not exactly sure how that ends up factoring into their royalty deals, so on and so forth. But I'm sure it does factor in there that PlayStation did reach into their pockets and make it a PlayStation Plus monthly game, I think October last year. Anyways, on the whole, Remedy seems pretty buoyant about the future. Dedicates a hefty chunk of both the business review and the earning calls to take up the possibility opened up by acquiring the rights of Control, which means the company can now freely decide on the future of their two established franchises, Control and Alan Wake. The one thing that does kind of make me scratch my head, and I really hope they continue with it, is Quantum Break. Quantum Break was actually a really good game. Now, personally, the one gimmick I didn't particularly care for was the live action cutscenes. So if you guys have not played Quantum Break, of course there's gameplay throughout, but each cutscene that fills you in on the story is live action. And for the longest time, Quantum Break was actually an Xbox exclusive. So me personally, I don't know if like Microsoft holds the rights to Quantum Break, but supposedly Quantum Break falls into the same like world as Control and the world of Alan Wake. So we'll have to see. Also provided status updates on the cooking up on Condor. Condor is the multiplayer Control spinoff, has moved into full production. Control 2 is hitting the end of its proof of concept stage. The Max Payne remakes are expected to hit full production quarter 2 of this year, and free to play multiplayer games are still in the concept stage. So they got a lot cooking going on, man. That's all I gotta say. And I'm kind of excited because Remedy actually puts out really, really awesome games that I highly recommend everybody to check out. Overall, things seem pretty good. Even if the people need to pick up Alan Wake 2 before it becomes profitable, Remedy expects that its revenue will increase and operating profits will improve for 2024, and that will be more specifically about when the decision for the business model and potential agreements for Control 2 and Condor have been made. I would not be surprised if those fall in the line with how Alan Wake 2 went. Because down here, of course, they're talking about how it's an Epic Games Store exclusive and hasn't jumped to Steam. The thing that this article neglects to talk about is, like I spoke right here, it's published by Epic Games. So, like I said, I don't foresee them going to Steam, even though I think if they went to Steam, the sales numbers will skyrocket. I'm not sure personally what other games have gone to Steam after they've been an Epic published game, but I'm going to tell you right now, I highly doubt they will. I think that they definitely they're on the right path. They sound like they're doing very well. They're not hitting the panic button, and they're taking care of their people, and they're doing big things. Going full screen. Like most people say, like as long as you break even, that's the biggest thing when it comes to me. But I think the big thing when it comes to Remedy that really, really sets them up for success is that they've gotten into bed with Epic. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of Steam. Huge fan of Steam. But I feel like everybody's like, oh, Steam is be all end all. I'm not going to lie, man. If you haven't checked out the Epic Game Store, I highly recommend it because there's games every week in there that they give you for free. It's kind of like Xbox Live, Gold. Every month they were giving me like 2 free games. Shoot, freaking Epic Games is giving me like 1 or 2 free games a week. I have a massive Epic library because I've been using the Epic launcher for years on my PC. But some people would be like, "Oh, at what cost?" Well, I'm going to tell you right now, what cost is that? It's how many V-Bucks I've spent. Anyways, you guys, don't forget to comment down below. How do you feel about this? Am I right when it comes to, comparing Hollywood and games? Does it take 2.5 times the budget to break even and consider it not a flop? Or am I wrong? I don't know. Comment down below. Like I said, I know a little bit more when it comes to like, money wise, when it comes to movies, because I've read more articles on that. I just thought this article was weird because, like I said, it's a CEO at a earning call, not freaking out about losing money or breaking even. It's just interesting. So guys, don't forget, mash that like button, subscribe. We're on our way to 8,000 subscribers, and I can't do this without you guys. Y'all take it easy. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.